Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Anime Gourmands. We are your Anime Gourmands. And there's not much else to say.
And Kevin's too tired to come up with a good intro.
It's true. Wait, I get a second crack. I get last week established I get 2 cracks at the intro.
All right. You didn't come up with a better one the second time last time, though, bro.
Yeah, but this one will be better.
Only time will tell.
Hello. We are your Anime Gourmands. And these are your Anime Gourmands. And you know what? That doesn't count. Today, we are your Chainsaw Gourmands. I'm joined by 2 devil men. Despicable, gross abominations. Angel and Tanner. Angel, if you were a devil, unfortunately, Angel's already taken. So we're gonna make you the Taco Devil.
Taco Devil. Who's afraid of tacos?
Yeah. People who don't like explosive diarrhea.
What? Who has the internalized racism now?
Internalized. It's external now, baby. Tanner, if you were a devil, you'd be an online website devil.
Oh God.
A marketplace, if you will.
In what way?
You would be the embodiment of credit card debt.
Oh. Credit card debt devil probably goes pretty hard, not gonna lie.
Tanner, imagine how powerful you'd be.
Oh, bro, it's gotta be up there, man. Like that's one of the innate fears in modern society. You know, back before like technology existed and the modern like qualities of life, it was like, oh, what are we afraid of? We're afraid of like starvation, you know, we're afraid of the weather, the cold. Nowadays it's like, oh, I'm afraid of having everything taken away from me by my own wrong or poor decision making in the hands of capitalism.
Indeed. You'd also be in the running for Gotcha Devil.
I
like that one too.
The embodiment of all failed pulls everywhere.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, you know what? We're going with that one. And now I'd be the devil of bad intros.
I'm afraid every time you start one up, especially when you say I'm retrying.
Then like your sanity goes down a little bit. You're like, oh,
I get
God.
a wit debuff.
Yeah. Hey, imagine living with that debuff your entire life. No. So, if the title didn't give it away, this is the Chainsaw Man episode. What? Chainsaw Man, the movie, Reze arc, hit the theaters. Didn't shatter any records like Demon Slayer did. But I don't think it was ever meant to. You know, it's Demon Slayers. We're talking about the beginning of the end, Chainsaw Man. We're talking about the beginning of.
I don't know.
Not that end. Yeah. Beginning of a new chapter. How about that? But not. There's no like big hype behind it. You know, like a finale would have. Right.
Indeed. Even though fucking Demon Slayer's not over for the next like 3 years still.
Of course. Or
whatever, because it's 3 movies and they're all spaced out hella.
Well put. Spaced out hella indeed.
Sorry, my Californian came through.
No, gents, we've all had a chance to watch the new Chainsaw Man movie. I saw it the previous Wednesday in IMAX. Very worth
shit.
the extra money for the ticket.
I don't think my eyes would be able to handle that.
You know what? I don't know when the last time, or maybe my IMAX theater just sucks. But I did not feel like the image quality was that much better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I came away with was that the surround sound was very worth.
I could see that for sure. So I'm fairly certain, like, to get all of the benefits of watching in IMAX, like, it needs to be shot like kind of with the IMAX in mind.
Right.
You know?
You need to be Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, you need to be shooting on freaking huge rolls of film that take up whole rooms just to run.
But yeah, so that being said, image wise, couldn't have told you that there was any real difference. But I did enjoy, especially like when Iris Out is playing, Kenshi Yonezu's voice is on, it's like, oh shit, like it gets you pumped, it gets you going.
Everything gets better with Kenshi Yonezu.
It's true. Angel, when did you see the movie?
Oh, let's see. I think I went and saw it on the 24th. No. A week ago, like the 27th.
Okay. I was gonna say, I was like, I don't know if the movie was out on the 24th.
Yeah. So exactly a week ago, 27.
Nice. And I watched the movie 4 hours ago.
Gosh, so it's the freshest in Tanner's mind for sure. Gents, to me, there's really just two halves of the movie.
And what are those?
It's the first half and then the second half. No, it's it's everything where you meet Reze and they're going on these cute little dates. They all the way up until the festival when she bites off his tongue, and then from there it's like an instant switch up, right? Like, bam. We're in the second half, which is honestly, from that point onwards, I felt like it just didn't stop going. It was just a runaway train, right? But I digress. We are going to dissect it half by half. So, Tanner, we alluded to it at the beginning, but your guy Kenshi Yonezu kind of killed it with this song.
Oh, bro, it's all about actually, in my mind, Jane Doe at the end. The credits.
I like that one too.
Iris Out's good. Jane Doe's better.
No. Jane Doe was the we were gonna get there. But
no, we should have started there.
No, I thought starting with Iris Out, that animation also is like just very jarring. It made me think, I remember I was trying to tell a coworker, like, hey, you should watch the Chainsaw Man movie. I know you don't watch anime at all, but like, you should watch it. And they were like, oh yeah, show me a clip. And I showed them the I think the Iris Out like music videos out. And it's like, oh, that seems kind of crazy. It's like, yeah, it's crazy, man. No, I thought it was a good way to start the movie. Very high energy, fast pace.
On the topic of like, oh, you should see this movie just because. I I did have a coworker who like mildly watches anime, but not really that much. Like I think he said he watched like 1 or 2 episodes of Chainsaw Man, but like never finished it.
Mhm.
And I just like casually was like, "Oh, you can come with me to the movie if you want, even though you haven't seen it." And he was like, he was thinking about it. And I think it
See,
would
Tanner?
be visually good. I think you would miss a lot of what the movie's trying to convey without knowing what's going on.
No, totally. You were gonna say something, Angel?
Yeah, Tanner, future advice, don't give him an option. Just be like, you're coming.
With this movie, no, the option is watch Chainsaw Man and then watch the movie.
Ah, I see.
Like you're going to be missing out on impact. Like it's going to be just eye candy without knowing the plot.
Mm-hmm. I agree, and I also kind of disagree. I do think this movie was kind of interesting enough on its own that like if let's just say season 1 didn't happen, they came out with this movie first for whatever reason.
For whatever
reason. I think it would be like you'd be in it, you'd be like hell yeah. And then you would just treat season 1 like a prequel to the movie,
I think this formula only works with like Monogatari. Like
but you're probably right. I'm probably too Monogatari pilled to make a rational opinion on this.
Cause I'm here like you're gonna watch it and you're gonna go, that was cool. And then but you're not going to know any of the intricacies of like why all these things that Denji does matter or Reze does matter or Makima does matter. Like you're not going to know who the hell Makima is. She is a huge character that shows up in the movie twice and yet plays a huge role in the plot.
Agreed. Counterpoint. Denji does a good enough job, I feel, in being like, oh yeah, she's the one I love, and then when he's giving into temptation, you know what I mean? It's like oh, like, there's like a
you're not gonna know that Makima is the mega manipulator.
I think you can get that by the end of the movie, though. Yeah. I think that's something you can pick up by the time credits roll.
I don't know. I don't know, man. to the extent.
No,
I don't
ahead,
know. No, I don't. I just don't think so. That's it.
Look. Hey. Let's just to the podcast listener. If for some reason you've clicked on this episode or this episode auto played, and you're like, I still don't know if I should watch a Chainsaw Man movie. I haven't seen season 1. Look, let's just say we don't either.
Watch season divided. 1 and then go see the movie. It's going to be better.
Go see the movie, then watch Chainsaw Man season 1. No regrets. I want to circle back to Kenji Yonezu. So Kenji Yonezu did also make probably my favorite ending song from Chainsaw Man. They had a different ending song every episode.
Oh yeah.
He did the one titled Kickback, and that's one that it comes up on my playlist and I do not skip. Very, very rock heavy soundtrack. Anyways,
it's the opening.
No. It's the
no, it's the opening.
Kickback, the opening.
Yes.
No. I don't think that's right. Is that right?
It is.
Oh, you know what? In that case,
no, it is.
you know what I'm thinking of?
Are you thinking of Chainsaw Blood by Von D?
I am thinking of Chainsaw Blood by Von D. Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking of. You know what? Kickback? Kickback's all right.
Kickback's also quite good. Yeah.
It is quite good. It is quite good. It is quite good. Chainsaw Blood's my favorite song off that original season. No. Kickback is a kick-ass intro. For sure. But if I had to choose to, Iris Out is by far, I think, just more impact.
I'd have to listen to it again. I mean, I've heard it once, you know?
Yeah.
It's been on the Spotify, so.
I watched it today. I've been intentionally trying to avoid Reze movie content.
All right, boys, let's talk about what you could maybe describe as like the more peaceful, slower part of the movie. Denji fighting with his feelings for Reze. Tanner, this is the most fresh in your mind. Was there any point during that where you were like, damn, maybe Reze is best girl?
Reze is better than Makima. I'll say that. I know I'm going to upset a lot of people out there. Power, I like Power because she's just funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess, I don't know. It's not Makima. That's all I'm gonna say. Makima makes me feel bad for Denji because Makima is literally just master manipulator of like a teenager, you know, who knows literally no better than like living in shacks, right, and having no food, you know. So like even Reze brings it up, like isn't like having a home and food like normal for literally everybody, right?
The bare minimum, yeah.
But to Denji it's not, right? So Reze definitely better than Makima. I think they did actually a really good job of sort of portraying Denji's like conflicted thoughts, I guess, because like on the one hand, there's Makima who has like implanted herself in Denji's mind intentionally, right? And then there's Reze, who is sort of counterpoint, supposed to be that like more like natural, spontaneous love, right? That most people would encounter and consider like, you know, normal, right? And even though, you know, you find out that she, at the beginning at least, or even kind of, I guess kind of throughout, she was taking advantage of Denji because, like, she was trained to do that, you know? But at the end of the movie, you see she actually cares deep down. Oh,
of
the
course,
end of the movie is hard.
We'll get there. We'll get there. So yeah, it's very interesting to see how the two relationships are back to back, right? Because we get Makima's date with Denji, and you know, it's at the movie theaters. They're theater hopping. It kind of looks like they're both low key miserable, sitting through like terrible movies.
How many movies did they end up watching? Like 10?
Yeah, I think about that sounds right. And then it's that last movie, right? Where it's kind of almost an analogy for Denji and Makima's relationship, right? Where it's like, oh, there's just like no play. It's like it's not very good, not a lot of movement. It's not affecting him emotionally that much. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, why am I even still here? And then there's that moment where he's like, right. She lets me touch her tits sometimes.
Oh my god.
It's like, right. A movie, like a genuinely good movie, gets me going, right? And it's very interesting to see Denji kind of like, you know, he's not sure about how he feels about the date, even though it's with Makima. And then the movie happened, and then he's like, they're both jazzed, right? So I thought that was interesting. And to see like Reze's personality being like more spontaneous, more like, you know, they're constantly having fun. Their vibes together are immaculate. Angel, what did you think of Reze, you know, as she was introduced? You
Man.
recall thoughts you were having?
Okay, so for me, it's a little different because I read this a long time ago. So I already like knew what was gonna happen, right? But it went it was good. How do I even describe it? It was story wise, or at least with the Reze, the nature of her character was portrayed right.
Mm.
Mm.
But everything about her was expected for me just because I had already read this portion.
A different viewing experience.
Yeah,
Filthy manga reader.
I know. I think I read it like 2 years ago, if I remember.
It's quite a long time ago.
Yeah, so it wasn't like completely fresh, but I still remember like certain aspects of it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew she was gonna be the bomb. What else? Yeah, I don't have too much for Reze herself.
Tanner,
Yeah.
do you have a favorite scene in that first half of the movie?
I mean, is anyone's favorite scene not the pool scene?
Oh, Tanner.
It has to be.
Yeah.
I think it's just required to be the pool scene. Like, it's just an extremely like emotionally gripping moment with beautiful music. I'm not gonna joke about the nudity, even though I feel like you're really like, I can feel the pressure of your eyes behind the screen, man.
Yeah, Angel. You gotta calm down with that pressure, dude.
But no. As much as you might joke, like, oh, it's good because haha, naked. No, it was actually like a genuinely very touching moment of like freedom for Denji, right? Where he's lived this very guided life up till that point. Finally like experiencing like a true genuine human connection that doesn't have to do with like risking his life every single day. You know,
and that scene becomes even better in my opinion because we learn later that Reze actually put herself in a super vulnerable position, right? Where if stuff were to go down, her bomb powers in that moment in the pool would not have been as effective, right? Because Denji later figures out that like, oh, she's not as potent if she's wet, right?
well, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that take though, because I feel like Denji had like a good idea. I mean, this is obviously talking about later in the movie, but I feel like Denji, he had a good idea, but I mean, you see that Reze just shoots them deeper intentionally. At least I took it as intentionally. Like Reze was basically like, oh, he's willing to like basically like kill himself to handle me, right? Or something along those lines. And she was just ready to say, fine, I give up.
I'm just gonna go with what the movie told me. You know what I mean?
What
That
did
like
the movie tell you?
the movie told me that this worked because it's a flaw with her powers. Whether she like intentionally didn't like go all out to get out of the water. Oh, I mean, she was like tied up with chains and stuff at that point, right? Regardless, I think the movie is trying to say that that is that she is more vulnerable in this state.
I think she could have done anything to get out of that situation. You see the things she does earlier in the movie. She blows her own head off. Like,
It's true.
She's not, I don't think she's restricted by anything so simple as water. I think it was a choice. That's how I interpreted the scene.
But why? Well, we can get there. We can get there. We're working ourselves there. So my current interpretation, and I can be convinced otherwise, is that scene was it meant a lot to Denji because it signified freedom, and I think it meant a lot to Reze because she purposely put herself in a vulnerable spot, and it kind of shows her like growing attachment to Denji early on, right? Because she's already at this point, like she knows who Denji is. She knows that she needs
always
his heart.
Knew who Denji was, bro. She knew who Denji was the whole time.
Exactly. She knows that she needs his heart, right? And she could have taken multiple opportunities not to, right? And I think to me, it culminating in the pool is very significant. And obviously the part of the significance is Denji's learning how to swim. They're having a great time being naked and stuff. But it's I just found it to be more significant. We'll leave that there. My favorite moment, obviously, Denji going through his internal monologue, being like, I shouldn't take off my clothes. I shouldn't do,
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, boom, next frame.
Pop. Yeah.
That's a moment that like, it's very, it's almost relatable, not to say that like I've ever been in this situation before as I am in earshot of my girlfriend, but relatable in the sense that like sometimes you're just like, oh, 1 second, like I know I shouldn't let's say chocolate chip cookies. You know what I mean? I shouldn't finish this thing of chocolate chip cookies. And the next minute you're like, I've eaten the whole bag. The fuck is wrong with me? You know? Angel, did you have a favorite scene from the first half?
I would say when the boy ate the flower. It's just so him.
So him, indeed.
That's very good. That is very good. All right. So then we had the serial killer man on the roof with Reze, and Reze just takes him out all Spetsnaz style.
Yeah, that's definitely when you go, oh, what the hell? Something's amiss here.
In that moment,
your average 16-year-old can't do that.
Exactly. In that moment, I was like, oh, she definitely went through some like Black Widow program type shit, you know?
Bro, it's Chainsaw Man. I'm like, okay. something's going on here.
No, but it was too distinct. You know what I mean? Like no one else in the show has that sort of fighting style, right? A lot of the like Japan-based hunters have a very I don't know how to explain it, but Japanese way of fighting. And then she's pulling out the fucking the Black Widow move. Well, I've seen that in Avengers too, man.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, even if you don't connect the dots like that, like I mean, I didn't. To go on to then sing the little like Russian song afterwards, you go,
oh right. right.
Interesting.
Yeah. If the move that she used to kill the man isn't indicative enough, then
I mean, I can't look at fighting and go, yes, this person is using this technique, obviously.
I want to know, Angel, did you appreciate the Russian? I know you're big on that stuff.
You know, I don't remember the Russian actually.
After she killed
I'm gonna have to say I didn't
singing.
appreciate it enough.
I guess so.
I don't remember know. I don't remember the scene you're talking about.
Okay, so she subdues the guy. She's like got him in a chokehold, right? And I think while she is choking him out, she starts singing, and then as you know, she's finishing it
right as like he like goes unconscious, and she like relaxes, but she's just like still in that position. That's when she starts singing.
Okay, yes, I remember it now. Yes, I did appreciate it. I don't remember it in that scene like exactly, but I do remember listening to the song.
And you know what? Not to go back to my previous point, but I got the wheels turning now. It was pouring rain in that scene.
Yeah.
And she decided to go with martial arts as opposed to her bomb powers for seemingly no reason.
Counterpoint, the entire fight with the Typhoon Devil present.
But she wasn't in the typhoon. I think she.
I think you're reaching a little too.
No, man. Because she
just wanted the aura farm. Okay,
she just wanted the aura farm. Yeah, there you go.
Well, she's trying to be like, oh, Denji, I'm a normal girl, because he doesn't know what happened, right? She just shows up. You know what really gives away that something's going on? An explosion.
She could have cracked it to thunder. The option was there. It just seems like a deliberate choice to me. That's all.
You're still trying to stay hidden. I think Tinder's right on this. If she popped a bomb or two, you know, I might have given her away.
Would she need more than one to take care of that guy?
I think one would be suspicious. Explosions are pretty distinct.
And then let's see. And then they go to the festival.
Yes.
Very nice scene. She tells him like, "Hey, let's run away." Is that where the country mouse scene starts? I can't recall if that's where it starts. Okay, that is where it starts. That becomes kind of like a recurring, you know, metaphor that they bring up multiple times. And they start sucking face. Denji's loving it. And he gets his tongue bitten off.
He does. I was surprised by that, not gonna lie.
Dude, he starts bleeding and I'm like, oh God. I'm like, my mind went straight to like, oh, she bit his tongue off. I'm like, nah, they wouldn't do that. And then she like opens her mouth with his tongue still in there. I'm like, oh God, they did that.
Oh, she bit his tongue off.
I legit thought like tongue off was my first thought, and I was like, oh no, she probably just like tore his lip off. Still gross, but not as gross in my head.
Yeah.
And no, just a big old thing of lengua.
Yeah, my mind was racing through the options as well. Like, okay, what could have happened? There's only a few possibilities from the wound site.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was
a tongue cut so clean. My uncle's in the background wanting to grill it, put it in a taco.
Oh, I was like, where's this going?
Yeah,
I knew exactly where it was going.
Tacos de lengua, baby. And obviously, this is the part where the movie switches gears. It goes full pace, moving forward. So, Beam is the guy.
Bro, Beam, you go from being like, oh, Beam's like interesting.
Yeah.
You're going, oh, Beam's just goated.
Yeah. I told my buddy I went to the movie with. I'm like, Beam's just here to die, isn't he? I'm like, thank God he wasn't just here to die. Bro, I legit thought he was gonna die way early.
The whole time, I was waiting the whole time for him to die. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay, they have hyped this guy up so much. He's at his peak. For a side character, this is never a good moment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then especially one that like sort of idolizes Denji. Sometimes they use those characters to kind of be like, like, all right, you may have ripped my tongue out. You may have broke my heart, but you fucked up that guy. And that guy was my guy, and he locks in, right? Like, but I'm glad that's not how it went. We got to see Prime Beam later on in the movie.
Beam's like practically indestructible, it seems.
It appears. So Denji and Beam get away. It's a fucking epic ass fight. I mean, there's a scene where I think some like private devil hunters show up, right? When they run into Reze in the road. And Reze just does one explosion. That animation for that one explosion was like, fuck yeah, dude. And it was in the trailer, right?
Oh, I didn't watch the trailer.
I unfortunately watched the trailer. Because I want to say they showed it in my viewing of Demon Slayer.
Oh, I didn't go to see Demon Slayer.
So I wasn't just gonna like close my eyes during the trailer. But I was actually really stoked because that animation was so clean and so good and so short. And I remember being like in my head, I was like, oh my God, if this is how early this scene is, they must have some dank ass animation in store later down the line.
Bro, sound design as well?
Oh, yes. Yes. Well, all right, guys. What is your favorite sound in the movie?
Bro, it has to be the pa-ting, right?
Right.
They make it like oddly beautiful. It's not like the usual, just, more ordinary explosions, right? Like at one point they're going all multicolored and the sound design is like, you could go like Fire Force, like guttural sound design, right? But they go with this very like refined sound. I don't know exactly how to define it. Other than it gives the explosions and Reze's power this like more like beauteous aspect to it.
They isolate whenever she activates her powers, and it gives it that much more impact when they pop off. You know what I mean? Like usually when she's doing a move, like she's using her bomb like abilities, it's usually like just that sound, you know?
Yeah. Oh my god. Can we talk about one specific scene? It's so fresh in my mind, so I don't know if you'll
Which
be able
one?
to visualize it very well. It's when Reze and Denji are fighting inside of the building, and
Oh
the
my
animation is
God.
just going fucking crazy. Like
Yes.
it is like just I can't it's like if they took My Hero Academia, the tournament arc with Deku versus Todoroki. You know when they
Mhm.
went really crazy for that, like, 5 seconds?
Yes.
Except for they made it last about a minute and a half. Like, I was like, there's so much going on. It feels like they're switching art styles every 15 seconds too, of how they're representing everything that's happening. And they're like snapping back to like other ones. And oh my gosh.
No, that scene in particular was like the highlight for me of the movie for sure. I know we're jumping out of order now, but that including that scene, because there's a lead up and then there's like some fighting after that scene as well. But there was like a 10 to 20-minute section where in my head I just kept thinking like this might be the greatest like set piece I've ever seen animated ever. It just might be because it was just so much was happening.
It was all flawless though. Like it wasn't hard to track.
Yeah.
It was like very viewable, You can actually put together what's happening while still retaining that aspect of like immense speed and power.
Yep.
Right?
Sometimes animators animate in a way that like really showcases that like rawness, right? And sometimes they animate in a way that it's like a little bit more refined, a little bit more technical looking, if you will. And this I thought was just both dials were turned to 10, rawness and like refinement. It just felt incredible to watch, and the sound design was incredible too, with all the fucking explosions going off. And
so it while watching the movie, I was very much thinking, how long did this take to animate?
yep.
Holy shit. And then, well, so season 1 ended 3 years ago. So 3 years sounds about right.
Yeah.
They didn't have to go that hard, but they did, and I thank them for it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Mappa recently has been kind of getting like dogged on for like Jujutsu Kaisen and stuff like that. Like, and it's mostly just the internet. I like Jujutsu Kaisen, but like I don't know. Mappa just did everything right with this movie, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I am in full agreement. Full agreement. All right, we jumped the shark a little bit.
Bro, we're just having a free flowing conversation, man.
Of course. I do want to talk about, because I think it was a really interesting set piece when they get to. So okay, all right, let's paint the scene. Beam rescues Denji. Beam gets Denji to Aki, who happens to be at the like the training site, right?
Oh, right, when Denji's like practically dead.
Right. And so Aki is like, playing keep away essentially with Denji as Reze like slowly approaches the building. She half-heartedly pretends to be a damsel in distress before she just goes, all right, I tried. I guess I'll blow up the building now.
That's the part where I'm like, this girl's like, she knows what she's doing.
100%.
She's to know, like, so I can blow my head off, and then my body can fight while my head regenerates the bomb devil body. And now they're like two separate entities.
Which was sick. Yeah, because they had the devil hunters who had the mold ability. Right.
Yeah, she was like, fuck your mold. I'll kill myself.
So in the lead up and throughout, we see like Aki's friend. Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was kind of rooting for Aki's friend, but as soon as he brought up the promotion, I was like, oh bro, why'd you have to bring up the promotion? You're gonna die. Yeah, it's the biggest death flag, bro. Name a bigger death flag. Bragging about a promotion you're about to get, or bragging about retiring soon.
Yeah. I can't wait to go home and see my daughter.
Yeah, exactly. Oh jeez. Car chase was excellent. We got to see a little Aki love because he's using like his foresight powers and the thing he got from the Future Devil. That was cool.
I think it's the first time they ever showcased what he actually gained from the Future Devil contract.
Mm-hmm. You might be right. I would have to rewatch the end of season 1 to be absolutely sure about that, but like it might have come up in a fight against Katana Devil or whatever, but I couldn't tell you.
I just remember it being like Future Devil was like, I choose to sign a contract with you because you are going to die horribly and I just want to watch. And then that was like the whole part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It was 3 years ago.
So
we learned that Aki's gonna die in 5 years.
Yeah.
Minus 2 months now.
Minus 2 months, indeed. Thanks, Angel.
Anytime.
Yeah, thanks, Angel.
So Angel feeds a body to Denji, which was the move.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go on, like, I think it would be a disservice if we were to say everything that happens from that point forward. But some of the highlights, obviously, building, fucking phenomenal. Denji riding Beam like a fucking stallion.
Well, when they played the horse Winnie, I cracked up. I cracked up.
And I want to say, didn't they also play for like at least a second? I could have sworn, maybe this is a false memory, I could have sworn they played like Flight of the Conchords or something for like a little bit.
Unless it was like a very subtle like nod to it in the music, I didn't catch on to it.
No, I can't be sure anymore. Oh, my favorite line in the movie, and maybe you guys can think of yours as well, but Denji, after getting revived, goes on that like little rant about like, damn it, they're always after Chainsaw Heart. They're always after my Chainsaw Heart. Why don't they want Denji's heart, man?
Yeah. It makes you feel bad, man.
Dude,
it makes you feel bad.
Of course.
He's just a guy. He's just a guy like any other person who's been led incredibly astray.
Oi. But I mean, like, I think the irony is that Denji grew up in that like just terrible, like impoverished, environment where he was also doing odd jobs and doing, the things that no child should ever do just to pay off a debt that wasn't even his. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so to him, this is probably still considered an improvement. Devil hunting and like people going after him, like this is still probably like, yeah, I'd take this over going back to eating scraps out of the garbage.
Absolutely. I don't think what Denji said about his appreciating his current life and his work, like he brings up all these points that like sound like what you would say if you like work for like an average company, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he's lying. I think he genuinely believes that.
Oh, for sure. It's all about like perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rez is like, oh, that's like the bare minimum of what they should give you, and then she's like, no, the bare minimum is fucking nothing. Actually, the bare minimum is debt. Actually, me owing
Negative.
them, being bored into negative money. That's the minimum. But anyways, so yeah. Let's see what other notable highlights.
The whole movie. It's hard to pick out.
I know. Okay. There's a moment where Beam just gets absolutely obliterated. And I thought for a little bit that's where he was gonna die.
Yeah.
I was like, Beam, no, but Denji didn't seem too bothered. I'm like, he's probably fine.
Yeah, well, he also lets out the little like bleh when Denji gets out, right? And you're like,
right.
He's probably chilling.
But yeah, even that like little sequence was like beautifully animated as well. Like they show like the glowing parts of the shark skin and stuff. It's like, oh fuck, good. Yeah, I think that's all I've got, boys. You got any other highlights in the movie you want to talk about before we talk about the ending?
I was gonna say the end.
Of course. We're talking about the end. The end, of course. Come on.
Oh man. Other than that, I don't know.
Angel, you got anything?
We talked about a lot.
We did.
Let's see.
Any scenes that maybe we forgot to pick up?
You already mentioned Beam getting ridden around.
Yeah.
I don't think you mentioned Beam knowing information about the chainsaw.
Oh yeah. You're right. So you are the manga reader, so maybe try not to give us too much information, but it appears is it Aki who's interrogating him when he kind of spills the gut? Yeah, it is Aki. When that Beam lets it slip a little bit. They're like, oh, they're after the chainsaw heart. And Aki's like, who? Why? It's like, I can't tell you. Otherwise, Makima will kill me. It's like, oh, Makima. It's like, obviously we know she's manipulative and all that, right? But it's like,
comes back to Makima.
It all comes back to Makima. For Makima to be like suppressing that information, even from like Aki, it's very. It shows that like, oh, dude, these power dynamics are like, we know Makima's manipulating Denji like crazy, right? But like that's kind of like one of the first instances, at least that I've seen, that I can recall, I should say, where Makima is manipulating all the devil hunters and kind of manipulating from the scenes, right? Tanner, what did you think of that?
I don't know. Like it, as I said, it just all comes back to Makima. Makima is pulling all of the strings, right? She's this very like mysterious person who obviously holds this crazy power that we still don't know what it is, right? And other than like, you know, she can be like, long distance, you die now, right? Also like, yeah, we just don't know anything about her except for that like everyone's afraid of her, including like fiends and devils, right? Like, you know, Power is like deathly afraid of her. Obviously freaking Beam is too. And to hold that kind of power over these, like, you know, these beings that are like, we are superior to humans, like they don't even show fear against like, you know, other devils or other devil hunters, right? Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see. something will be revealed there. Now online, there was a something that like, I guess maybe you'd forget since watching the first season, but apparently there's a thing that was like, oh, when devils are born, and I think this was a detail included in season 1 because I vaguely remember it after seeing it again. But it was like, oh, when devils are born, they all hear the roaring of a chainsaw, right? And so there's something very important about Chainsaw Man in that, or the Chainsaw Devil in that aspect as well.
For sure. Yeah, I definitely don't remember that. Last thing that I want to bring up, Kobeni gets like 5 seconds in the movie.
Kobeni.
That's all she needs.
Oh, Kobeni.
I was so ready when she came on. I was like, dude, she's gonna do some badass fuckery right now. Like in my head, I was like, Kobeni could end this movie if she wanted to right now.
We don't even know what Kobeni can do.
And she fucking grovels. She just grovels on the floor.
Because she's signed a contract with the devil, but we don't know what that is yet.
Right.
I mean, we've seen her in action once.
We've seen her in action, but we don't know what her abilities are.
Yeah.
Like,
true. Yeah. She can stab people.
There you go. She can shoot people with gun.
Yeah.
She's got crazy ass reflexes. But other than that, it's like, it's Kobeni, you know?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about that ending, gents.
Oh, finally.
So Denji and Reze wake up on the beach. Reze starts to run away. Denji's like, "See you at the cafe, motherfucker." We see Reze.
What a.
I mean, it's kind of a good representation of how that conversation went down.
That is very precise.
It is accurate.
So, where's the complaint?
Mixing all like subtlety and emotion.
Dog. If you want the subtlety and emotion, you got to watch the movie.
Well, sure. Yeah, but I mean, you're downplaying it to a crazy degree.
I am slightly intentionally downplaying it. Slightly intentionally, because to me, that's not where the emotional crux is at all. Right? The emotional crux is Reze at the train station, debating if she wants to get on, decides not to, starts running towards the cafe. Cafe's in sight. And a bunch of fucking rats come out, man. And who pops out of the rats? Queen of the rats. Makima. And she starts talking about how, like, she used to love watching mice get like eaten by dogs in the countryside. Yeah.
Like, oh, it was so calming. I was so relieved to know they were all dead.
And you know, we see she brought Angel with her. And they just take care of Reze so sadly. And she could, last thing she sees is Denji there in the cafe. And it's just, damn, man, what a way to go.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Very, very sad scene. I did not come close to crying.
I got a little misty-eyed.
I was genuinely sad. I was like, damn. Like, even
Misty.
just to, I was sad on both of their accounts, right? Because you see Reze, you know, obviously losing her life, and also like losing an opportunity to escape the, you know, whatever obligation she has to the gun devil.
What I kept seeing everywhere on the internet, which luckily was no spoiler, was just Reze was willing to leave it all behind for Denji.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's so heartbreaking.
Yep.
In the end, like, just for Reze to actually, like, Denji just calling her out on being like there had to be something there that you cared about, right? It couldn't have entirely been an act. And to see it just like manifest as this huge internal conflict within Reze, yes, at the train station. You think she gets on the train at first. It's like really like she makes that forward motion, but then you see she's still standing left behind. Oh, yeah, man. And Denji with the bouquet of flowers, you know, tying it in with the single flower he gives her at the beginning, now to show up with a whole bouquet. Fuck.
That was a real power move on Denji's part, man.
Fuck. To see his eyes light up when power bursts in the cafe, just to realize it's just power. Fuck. Like, he's obviously like mildly comforted by having somebody there that he enjoys to be around to some degree, I guess. But man, you just see that instant of like hope in his eyes.
That glimmer. Just
for a moment. Damn.
What a way to end the movie, man.
Soul crushing.
Soul crushing. Indeed. No, I this might be a legit, like, I need this movie on Blu-ray.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I might need some sort of special edition Blu-ray to add in my collection. I love this movie. If I had to pick between this and the Demon Slayer movie to like own, like the first one, obviously it's not a finished work because there's still 2 more movies to come out. But so far, this is kind of like, it's kind of like no contest right now. It's like, this is fucking, you know, flawless. Not a single second wasted, you know.
They managed to fit a shit ton in an hour and a half or an hour and 40 minutes or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
They
Very
make you care
dense.
about a whole character.
Yes. They introduce a character, show why you should vote her as best girl. Her impact on Denji, a character that I think is universally loved by Chainsaw Man fans.
The worst part is that Denji will never know what happened. He'll
That's
think
right.
she just left.
Yeah, he'll never know.
All right, that sounds like he's gonna know, considering Angel, the manga reader, just said that in a very interesting tone, but I'm going to put that back. And forget about that.
Now, be mindful. I've only read up to the next arc.
Okay.
Yes. So
okay. I was like, it felt like a very flat no. It felt like oh yeah, he'll never know.
No, I have no idea.
Okay. Never mind then. But yeah. It hurts that he'll never know what happened, and he'll just go on thinking that Reze actually left.
Boys,
tragedy, man. This show and movie is tagged as horror action. No, this is fucking tragedy.
It's romance tragedy.
Not even just tragedy. It's just tragic on all fronts.
Gents, we are gourmands. And this is Chainsaw Man. We are Chainsaw Gourmands. How many chainsaws would you rate this movie out of 5 chainsaws?
5 chainsaws. This was like a solid 4.8 chainsaws.
On tail?
4.7.
A respectable rating.
Respectable rating. You know what? I'm gonna give it 4.9.
Oh, hell yeah.
I genuinely love this movie. And to me, the first indication that I was like, I was actually genuinely skeptical of this movie when I saw it jump up to number 2 on Mal. And now I'm like, duh, no brainer. There's no reason why it shouldn't be number 2.
Interesting.
Chainsaw Man Reze arc is rated 9.21. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 on Mal right now. Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Recency bias for sure, but very good. Deserving of a very high rating.
Mm-hmm. I think, honestly, and I've been doing this thing a lot where I really hone in on a moment in an anime and then go like, this is why, right? For example, when we were reviewing City, and I was like, episode 5 is just why this anime is really good. The building scene in Chainsaw Man by itself is a 10 out of 10. Like, and everything else is just accompanying that scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just, it was awesome. It was awesome to watch. Awesome to watch. Claudia loved it. Group I watched it with loved it. I might go see it again because I got to take my brother potentially to go see it. He wasn't able to join us last time. So I might give it a second go. Any last things we want to say about the Chainsaw Man movie?
No, I think we covered most of it.
Yeah, I think we did too. Well, James, thank you for joining us on a very special edition. It's the first podcast after the time change here. So if things seemed a little off, well, let's just say I've been off for the past 48 hours. It's been great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, if you want to get off, Tanner, where would they be able to do it?
Please don't get off to us. But if you would like to
speak for yourself.
All right. You know what? Kevin gives his consent. That's all I'm gonna say. If you would like to engage, interact in your own way, you can do that at Anime Gourmands on Blue Sky, or if you do not have the Blue Sky, we have animegourmands@gmail.com if you want to shoot us an email, or down below if you are listening to this on Spotify, there is a comment section. Kevin posts a poll with every episode. We'd love to hear your feedback regarding the movie or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what you want to do to Kevin.
Yep. Everything you dream and desire, just let us know.
Don't do that. This is all in jest. That part's all in jest. Unless
I thought we were finally whoring ourselves out.
Well,
so
hey. You
Tanner,
can also find us on OnlyFans.
Yeah, you beat me to it. You beat me to the fucking joke, man. I was about to say, Tanner, you forgot to tell him about the OnlyFans. God damn it. We hang out too much, boys. Well, anyways, this has been Kevin Angel Tanner, your Anime Gourmands. Good night, goodbye. And I'll be taking this to go.